part of that button is also in relation to the ignition. So I know you're probably anticipating a Ford video, but we got to put a pause on that real quick because I got to get parts for it. I'm having a hard time finding a valve cover gasket that's not halfway across the US right now. But I've got the tractor here that's having an issue. The other day we had a power line explode and I had to fire up the tractor so I could move it out of the way. Well, unfortunately, that somehow broke the starter. So we got to get it into the garage, get that starter button taken apart, and hopefully clean it up and get it working again. I figured I'd just take you along the ride for this little adventure because we kind of need this thing. So if you're new here to the garage, this is my 1949 John Deere Model M that I recovered from a backyard. This thing was just all kinds of faded out. Didn't have any decals on it, had been sitting for several years before anybody had tried to fire it up. We were able to get it to fire up, brought it back here, shined it up. This is the original paint that was on it when I got it, but I don't think it's the original paint to the tractor, like John Deere green, but it looks pretty darn good either way. I just did a few little things here and there. I added some decals. I painted the grill yellow, painted the wheels back to yellow. They had been painted green, and just kind of made it look all around nicer than we used it here around the property. And well, it needs to be ready for wintertime, right? But like I said, this thing's starter is not operating right now. So when I turn the power on and I pull the lever, we don't get anything. We don't get a single lick of nothing. What I'm gonna do is gonna hand crank it. Good old American engineering, right? We'll go ahead and get this tractor fired up and get it into the garage and figure out what the heck is going on with our starter. So it is really cold out here and the tractor is cold, which means all the oil is cold. But we'll see if we can't get this thing to fire up. So there's a special technique you're supposed to use when crank starting these that I never do. It's running. Oh, pressure looks good. Let's see if it's charging. It's charging enough. We'll go ahead, let that thing warm up for a little bit and get the Ford fired up and swap places. Hopefully the Ford actually starts and runs, but you never know. So here's the old Ford. For those of you who are new to the channel and have never seen this old truck is from a very interesting past with a nuclear site. Let's see if we can get it to fire up. Pull choke out, put her in neutral, no gas, see what happens. Well, just be dipped. Probably have to pump her now, but that first fire up always gets her, so warm up for a moment or two or three. So I just realized that the e-brake actually worked. It didn't work the other day, but we got something weird going on with the brakes. If you step on the brakes a little too hard, it like locks it up in a really bad way. But let's turn the lights on and see if those work. They seem to work well enough for now. The seat is a little worse for wear. There is currently a spring getting really friendly with my bottom right now, so that will need to be remedied. But yeah, no, it's not bad. Not bad at all for an old truck. Go ahead and turn it around here. This thing's actually a hoot to drive, let me tell you. These old trucks. This happened the other day, so that's a nice spot for the fingers to get caught on. Not that I'll get to it today, but our back blade is in sore need of repair. But go ahead and use the monkey bars to get in here. Oh, I just sat on the thing that started. Ouch. We might not fit here with the back blade. Oh, we fit. So what I'm taking off is just this little button right here, and that's literally all it is. It's the same like a floor button on an old pickup truck or a car, just like a floor button. It's actuated by pulling this little knob here, which then moves the lever and starts the tractor. It's supposed to actuate the starter regardless if the ignition is on or off, because the ignition only puts power to this here. So I'm hoping it's not the starter itself and it's just a corroded connection here in the starter. That would be the easiest fix, but who knows? This could be the original starter to the tractor, which means it's 70 plus years old. So we'll go ahead and take that off, put it on the bench, and then see what's going on with it. So with the button out now, I'm gonna test to see if this is our issue. I'm going to test this little stud here, which is this plate right here. And I'm gonna put the other end on this plate here, which is connected to the button. See how that moves? If this is bad or corroded or something's going on with it to where it's not getting a good connection, that could be causing our issue with the non-starting. So if that zeroes out, then our button's good. Yes, so our button is not the problem now. On the starter end of things, we've got this contact right here. This is where all that power comes through after the lever actuates that little button, and that button then touches this, which is then supposed to turn the starter over. Now there's a way that you can test to make sure that it's not your starter without having to take your starter out. Basically, bench testing it on the tractor, and that's by just direct connecting that wire. So I'm gonna go ahead and give that a try. Okay. Yes. So the starter works. So if the starter works, the button has good continuity through it, then the only thing that I'm wondering right now is if, because of that little arc mark in there and that same arc mark on the starter, if that means that now there's a space in between the button contact and the contact on the starter. If it's pressing down but not pressing down far enough to complete the circuit, then it's basically just having a button pressing and nothing, no connection. I'm hoping that's not the case. Let's go ahead and put it back together and see if maybe it works now. But first, I'll clean everything just to cross that T. I don't know. I just had that thought there. Put down in the comments below what you think before we try this. Gotten this thing all cleaned up, put back together. I even added a little washer to the upper fastener here on the button because it was wiggly. And I'm hoping that maybe that could have led to some of our issue with the non-working starter. We know the starter works, so that's a relief. Now we just have to get this button working again. And I'm really hoping that that arc mark hasn't created enough of a gap that it's like push the button in and it's not closing all the way. That could be a problem too. We'll have to figure that out if that's the case, but let's go ahead and give this a try now. Part of that button is also in relation to the ignition too. but there was just a whole bunch of smoke out of that. She was definitely fouled out on the plugs, but it is working right now. But that doesn't mean that it won't have an issue again here shortly. So we'll have to... Whew, that was loud. We'll have to give it a try here in a little bit, but so far, so good. I'm happy that that still works. That was a cheap, simple fix, just a little bit of cleaning up, and you know, never know. Maybe the button was just loose on there. I never checked it. I guess I should have checked to see if it was loose on the actual tractor itself, but now that that's fixed, I think we can call this a wrap on this little tractor here for now. There's still plenty to do on this tractor. This tractor is far from over, as I'll just show you. Look at this. Just from the period of time it's been sitting in here, the PTO has been marking its spot, and just a little bit of an engine leak, but nothing terrible. If it's leaking, it's got oil in it, right? But we'll go ahead, I don't know, should I go ahead and fix the back blade while I'm here? So right now, this is what the back blade's problem is, and you can see it's been an issue in the past. I've never really had an issue with it, but if you look, it's actually pushing this mount backward, and it's supposed to be a bit more forward. And I really don't want to make it worse. You start talking about how you get around to it, and come to find out, I actually got around to it because it's right here. It's my round to it. I got around to it. So I did the right thing, and I waited a little bit to let the repair simmer on the tractor for a little bit. And we're gonna go ahead and try it again and make sure that our repair actually worked. That was an absolute success, and I'm so happy that it worked because now we've got the tractor back, and it's really we use this thing quite a bit around here, so not having it is kind of a pain. It's not that you couldn't start it with the old crank start, but I gotta admit, being able just to pull it and drive it is a lot nicer than having to crank start, especially when it gets a little chilly outside. And I know one of these days it's gonna snow, and I'd much rather be caught with my barn doors closed in the middle of the windstorm rather than wide open and all the hay blowing out, right? We do need to fix the back blade. That is something we definitely need to tackle. But you'll have to wait for that for future videos. So I want to thank you so much for stopping by the garage today. If you want to support the channel, just hit that subscribe button, like the videos, turn the notification bell on so you're up to date. You know, you don't miss out on what's going on around here. And if you're new here and you've never seen a darn video, and this is your first one, and you're like, what in the heck is going on around here? Check out some of the playlists. There's cars, pickups, this tractor, little garden hose, motorcycles. There's a lot of things on here. If it's got an engine in it, I'm gonna revive it. I'm gonna tell you the history behind it. So anyway, I will see you all right back here at the garage in the next video.